Hi lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup Misfit. So I was originally going to do this as one full video, but it's going to be way too long, so I'm going to split this up. This portion is just going to be my makeup collection for my face palettes. I will do another video and do my makeup inventory for everything that I've shown you guys this far, and then post that as a separate video. I kind of tried doing it as one, but I found it was just way too long, and I just didn't want to do that. So we're just gonna get into it. This is my face palettes. They're just in a pile right beside me, so I'm just gonna go through them with you guys, my thoughts on them and that kind of thing. And then I will do a separate video for my makeup inventory. Everything I have is right here for that, so it won't take me too long, I'm hoping. So let's just dive into it because I'm really looking forward to this. And the very first one that I'm showing you guys, no particular reason why, I'm just picked it off the pile first, but this is my Pen That Face palette for 22 that I have just started. And there is not going to be a spoiler because I have forgotten to use this thing every single day. Like I used this on December 17th when the project started, and I have not used it since. So if you saw it there, it looks the same. The two powders, the two creams. This, I'm really hoping I need to remember to use it because I just completely forget that it even exists. And that is kind of the reason why I decided on this palette for that project, because I need to get use on this and get it out since it's older, but I don't want to declutter it. So I need to figure something out, because that's just going to be non-existent to me for forever if that's the case. This is my newest palette, and I'm super happy that I purchased this. I have not used it yet, but I am looking forward to it so much. So this is the Mcgrath Divine Blush and Glow Trio. So this baby has two of the blushes that I was super interested in trying, that she has as singles, and then there's this highlighter that I've heard such good things about. So this is in Divine Rose, Desert Orchid, and then Golden Nectar. And because these two were some of the singles that I wanted to try, this is the lighter palette out of the two, so I had to grab it. I think the darker palette had at least one, maybe both of the blushes were something that I wanted to use, but I knew that the highlighter was going to be way too deep for me, and I was more interested in these two shades. So I'm really excited to see how this formula is, because if I really do like it, then maybe one day I'll actually purchase a single. But until then, I'm happy that I at least have those two, and that highlighter I'm super excited to start using since, like I said, I've heard such good things. So this baby, if you guys remember, this glow kit is in That Glow. So we're just going to ignore, yeah, that shade right there because it's way too dark for me. I really enjoyed mixing these two shades together when I first got this palette, and then this shade here is probably better for me now in the summertime. But hitting pan on this, or even ever finishing one of these up, would literally be a miracle because these pens are huge, and I'm never ever expecting that. It would be totally cool if I did, but I know that I just want to reach for this more because I really have not used this in such a long time, and I've had this for forever. Like, they don't even sell this one anymore, so I just want to start getting some use on it. So a lot of these palettes, side note, a lot of these palettes I did not pay full price for. I got them at a sale, but I don't want to say that to each specific one as I go through them. And also, a lot of these you will see in future projects, just because I do need to get better use on my palettes, since I gravitate towards using singles as much as I love the concept and the idea of a face palette or a blush palette or highlight palette. I do need to actually use them a little bit more. So this is the Balm the Mary Luminizer Squad, which was also an option for my face palette this year. I am interested in using especially this shade come springtime. I have an alarm going off for some reason. Okay, probably from a nap once upon a time ago. Anyways, I'm interested in using this shade in the springtime, and this is the one that I have used. Again, I have not used this palette in a while, but I would like to start using this a little bit more and just kind of familiarize myself with the formula. But I do remember really enjoying the Mary Luminizer palette there. Palette. Shade. It's been a long day. This, I was super excited when this went on sale at Sephora. And this, which I'll get to in just a second. But I really wanted to try this. And I'm super excited about trying these two right here. I don't know how this is going to be. I feel like the tone is a little bit too warm for me. It might go better in the summertime, but I don't know if it'll be too light by that point. But we'll see. I will definitely want to try this out, but like these two, all I smell is like peaches right now, so I'm a little bit distracted. But I am looking forward to trying these. And if you saw my blush video, I do have the Papadone Peach, which I also got at the same time. And I wasn't sure if these were the same shade or not. This one is a glowy blush though, even though I did not know that, even though it says Peach Glow right on it. So I don't know if this is supposed to be like a glowy version of that one, because that one's matte. But either way, I'm really excited about getting to this because it smells so nice. And then this is the Natural Matte palette, or the Natural Face palette. The Natural Matte is the eyeshadow palette, Jessica. This one has a smell, not the same, but for some reason right now I'm smelling coconuts. I don't think this actually smells like coconuts though. But anyways, I'm looking forward to trying this one as well. It's very pretty, and I feel like this would be a very nice blush along with these two highlighters, and then I could work these bronzers, even though I'm sure this one's actually a blush. It is a blush. Sorry. These two blushes would be super nice, and then these two would be, this would probably be a better bronzer for me. But I think that one is it glowy? Or is it matte? There's a little bit of shimmer to it, but this top one is matte. So we'll see. This would be more of a summertime bronzer, but this tone I feel is more like summertime for me, so it might be something that I mix together, which I'm totally okay with doing. Have you guys seen it? Have you watched it? Do you know what this already looks like? I just want these two gone. And as soon as these are gone, this palette is gone, and I am just looking forward to it, but I only have this much left. And I honestly, I can't believe it considering how difficult some of these blushes were to get through. But that's all I have left, and I'm so happy that they both have pan on it, because that was like my biggest thing this year, was those two shades needed to have pan on it and be completely gone. This is a highlighting palette from Smashbox. This was also in my Pan That Face palette options. Still looks the same, haven't touched it, so again, same thing. That's what I was gravitating towards, and I'm going to try and use these like summer times, because that's when I'll be able to actually reach for them and have it work for my skin tone. This is a blush kit from ABH, and when I purchased it, this was the shade that I gravitated towards the most. I still really did like the other three shades, but something about this color, this one has some shimmer in it, and this one has a little bit as well, not as much as this one, but I feel like that would be a fun like springtime look, or maybe even summertime look, so I'm really looking forward to pulling this baby out. I'm just going to show you this little contour duo. I have used it, but the bronzer is like too orange on me, and these are like more creamy than I was expecting. So I don't know if I'll really end up rolling this into anything, because I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I'm not looking to declutter it just yet. This is an oldie. This is the contour palette in the cream, or not the cream version, the powder version. So I've used the banana shade, the brightening shades a little bit, and this contour. That's probably, I do want to use this, but I do have other products that I want to use before this, but I would like to get this out of my collection at some point by using it up. I didn't forget I had this. I like just never saw it, so when I found it, I was like, oh yeah, I own that. And as you can see, this shade right here is missing. So I actually had to declutter this because as much as a pretty shade as it was like a very bright pink coral shade. It was just crumbling on me. It must have been so dry because there was so many cracks in it, and then each time it would just like chunks of it would fall out. These ones have been perfectly fine. Knock on wood that it stays that way. I was always reaching for this shade when I first purchased this because that has the most usage on it, but these are like everyday shades for me. So I would like to actually get this out by using it, and I know that it's going to take me a long time to do so because these blushes take a long time to get through, but I know that I won't have an issue with wanting to reach for it. Whether I do or not's another thing, but wanting to, I'll be fine. This is by Jouer, and this is the Rose Cut Gems palette. So this, I was super interested in trying their formula because I've seen the duos, and I don't know if it's the same. I've never tried the duos, but I've really been wanting to try something. And this was a sale, so I purchased it, and I really enjoyed most of these colors. These ones might be a little bit too bright and a little bit too dark. This highlighter is super pretty as well. So I feel like I would love to start using this soon, and I know that I could find a way to make these two shades work. And I'm just going to show you guys all of these at once. So I do have a Nars Orgasm Duo, a Nars Orgasm Infatuation Trio, and then these two palettes. I will butcher the name, so I'm not even going to try. Now, you know the thing with Nars and how they like to do orgasm everything, and they also have almost what I feel as much Laguna everything. Orgasm highlighter and blush never touched because I finally finished the highlighter in here. And I have not touched the blush or bronzer in here because I finished up a mini of each of these last year, so I needed a break. So I still have two orgasm blushes, one orgasm highlighter. This baby has two bronzers and four highlighters. This one is the Laguna bronzer. This one is the Rivage highlighter. And without knowing until earlier this year, even though I've had these palettes for a few years now, this highlighting palette has Rivage right there. And if you noticed, in this palette and this palette, Rivage is my most used highlighter. Go figure, because it's the same one. So, I have enough Nars, I have enough Orgasms, I have enough Lagunas, and I have enough Rivages to last me for a while. So once I finally one day get these out of my collection, I probably won't be repurchasing any Nars face products for a while. I've just had my fill of Orgasm and Laguna to last me a lifetime. A lifetime. Why do you need so much? It's beautiful, yes, absolutely. But you don't need it in every single palette because I don't mind having duplicates to a point. But when it's like multiple, it gets to be a little much sometimes. And you get burnt out and you get tired and you don't want to use them. And then you don't. And then they just sit there. And then what do you do with them? They get old and either you declutter them, which I don't want to do. I do want to use them. But I just need to be in the mood and the mindset to be able to do so. So that is my face palette collection. It was quite a bit. I will be ending this video and I will be doing another one with my inventory, so stay tuned for that if you're interested in all of the numbers. I have taken photos, so I will post in that video and we'll go from there. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next one because it will be up shortly, and I will see you guys all later. Bye.